Monday, March 21st. Guys, we have Air Force today. It is a benchmark, and I did not just do it. Maybe a little self-serving, maybe a little selfish to program a benchmark on a Monday so that I could just do it with you on Monday. And it's a benchmark, so I don't have to have done it and then talk about it, because I've done it a million times. I've done it several times, and I also did it back on December 6th when you guys did it. So I can speak from authority about Air Force today, and I will in just a minute. First, let's talk about the back squats. We did cover this in our cycle video last night, but just in case you're wondering, this cycle is about finding a new 3-rep max back squat. Now, we have been back squatting, I would say moderate to heavy over the last couple of weeks in our EMOMs. This is more of a formalized percentage-based back squat progression. And even though we are building up to a 3-rep max today, you'll see we have 3 sets of 2 at 90% planned. Well, most cycles on day one, we test, right? We test whatever it is we're trying to find a new PR for. Today, we're not, only because of one thing. We are basing our 3-rep max progressions off of our 1-rep max potential. So that means that if you work up to 90% of your 1-rep max, that's probably a weight you've only ever done as singles before. So it's gonna kind of feel like maxing out today. For some of you, you might hit a 2-rep max today, and that'll be a PR for you today. And that's not uncommon for us at the beginning of cycles. It's just a sort of a different way to think about it. We haven't been doing maximal stuff for more than 1 in a while. So why don't we just start with 2 and ease our way into it? And for some people, they're gonna say, I'm not even doing 90%. I did the calculation and that's heavier than I'm willing to go today. Or as they're warming up, which we're gonna make sure we're spending a lot of time warming up today, they're starting to feel, we say, let feel dictate load. And they're like, I'm trying to let feel dictate load. It ain't going well and I'm not doing it. So some people, it's just gonna be 3 sets of 2 at whatever feels heavy for you. Sorry, I thought there was a ghost here. So that's the thing. That's how it's gonna go. Like I said, it's gonna feel like maxing out with multiple reps for some of us today, and that's fine. It's not, hey, take 15 to 20 minutes to find a new 3-rep max. We feel pretty strongly about how, number one, you all found a 1-rep max back squat within the last 6 months. And B, beyond the whiteboard, if you didn't find a new 1-rep max, we'll tell you what your potential maxes are. And the 1-rep max, when you have them, and when you have them recently, always acts as a pretty good key for what your potential 3, 5, 10 rep maxes are. All right, so just, if you don't care about it, just know today's gonna be pretty heavy. It's not maxing out per se, but it'll feel like it, and you'll get stronger. And next week, we'll start diving into sets of 3 at a slightly lower weight. And if you just look at beyond the whiteboard, it'll tell you exactly how we plan to progress through these few weeks. All right. Okay. Air Force. What can I tell you? This is a benchmark, as I mentioned. We've done it before. December 6th was the date. This falls under that category of underwater workouts or stay above water workouts, because every 4 minutes, not every 4 minutes, every minute on the minute, beginning at 0, you do 4 burpees, right? So the whole concept with these workouts is that interruption, those burpees can't take you, they can't take you more than really like 30 seconds. And that would be a really on the slow side, right? So you have to choose an interruption volume. If it's not 4 burpees and maybe it's 3 or 2 or 1, that, challenges you. But then when you're done, you're able to get up and rip off big sets of those barbell movements so that you're not, constantly having to go right back to the burpees. Right, so one way I just mentioned that we can make this easier on ourselves, or at least find the stimulus and achieve it, is to shorten the amount of burpees that you have to do. The other way to do it, and maybe you found this out back on December 6th, is to lighten your barbell. Right, there are prescribed weights for this: 95 for men, 65 for ladies, but it really should be a barbell that when you get on it, you're not putting it down, because you're not going to be on it for very long, right? Let's say 4 burpees takes you 10 to 15 seconds. All right, let's say it takes you 20 seconds. Let's be as realistic as possible for everyone. Even then, you're going to stand up from your 4th burpee, you're going to pick up the barbell right away, and you're going to move it wherever you're at station-wise until it's time for you to rest. When do you rest? You decide that, but you should give yourself some rest. right? The way I do it is I'm gonna try to do my 4 burpees as fast as possible. And then when I pick up the barbell, I'm not stopping, right? And then when it's about 15 to 10 seconds left in the minute, that's my rest. I don't go right up to the minute every single time. Some of you guys will, some of you nutcases will, but that ain't me. And I find that works, because sometimes slow and steady does win the race. And this is one of those workouts where, you know, you might be the one staring up, looking at the clock, taking your rest, and then you end up finishing before everybody who's going right up to the minute every time and not allowing any rest whatsoever, because they're finding that they have to rest like in the middle of reps, or on the ground and burpees. Those are all things we don't want. So give it your best shot. Try to remember what you did on December 6th. Maybe you left yourself some notes. That's always a smart thing to do, so maybe get into that habit. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions.